Welcome back to my channel, and today we're doing a prom makeup tutorial, and to see how I get this look, please continue watching. Now I'm priming my eyes with the LA Girl concealer, and I'm using it as my eyeshadow base. So now I'm going to blend it out and set it with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm just setting it so that it doesn't move and it doesn't crease. Using my e.l.f. blush palette, I'm taking the lightest shade to use as my transition. It's my transition color, and I'm blending it out with a fluffy blending brush from Morphe. Now moving on to the next shade in the blush palette, I'm blending out the transition color with my Mikasa Beauty blending brush. And you need to blend your transition colors properly, guys, because it will stand out more and make a difference, and you don't want to see where the line ends with your colors, so blending is key. Now moving on to my Nyx Cosmetics palette, I'm taking a purple shade to deepen my outer V and bringing it into my crease. So while I'm blending it, I'm gently pulling it into the inner corners of my eyes. And you can blend and pick up product on the brush as many times as you want to get the desired effect that you need. And it's not deep enough for me because I realized that with this purple shade in the Nyx Cosmetics palette, it's not really that pigmented, so I have to dip a lot of times into the palette. Now I'm carving out my crease with the same concealer that I used before. And you can use a paint pot from MAC or any eyeshadow primer that you have, but concealer works just fine as well. Now I'm carving out my crease with an angled brush. Any angled brush you can use, even an angled paintbrush. You just need a synthetic brush. Okay, so I'm just carving out my crease once more, and I'm bringing the line above my natural crease, because as you can see, my eyes are hooded, so I don't want the cut crease to be directly into my natural crease. I took it up a bit more so that when I close my eyes, you can see it still, because if I leave it in my crease like that, when I close my eyes, you won't see anything. You will just see that that hood just fold over. Yeah, and I'm deepening the crease again with the same purple shadow, because during blending that kind of got lost, so blending it out again and just deepening the outer V once more. Okay, taking this very pretty magenta shade, I'm putting that onto my lid, and I really love this color. It's very, very pretty. So I'm just applying that to my lid, guys. Now I'm using this gorgeous loose pigment, and it's the same magenta shade as the eyeshadow. So to apply the loose glitter, I'm going to use Lash Glue. Yeah, Lash Glue, but you can use, they have glitter glues as well, so you can use that, or if you want to do like me, you can use Lash Glue. So I'm just gently placing on the glitter with the end of a brush, and just gently patting it in. And you need to take your time with this because glitter gets everywhere, in your mouth, all over your body, all over your clothes, everywhere. So just take your time with the glitter, and while you're applying the glitter, don't open your eyes, because the glitter is just going to transfer everywhere. So look down while doing it. And back to blending once again. So I'm just blending the hell out of this eyeshadow, because I don't want to see a line there. I'm just blending with the same purple shadow just to make it a bit deeper. And now I'm taking some of the black eyeshadow from the same Nyx Cosmetics palette, and the outer V is just gonna deepen the outer V some more. And I'm cleaning up that with my transition colors from the Elf blush palette. And yes guys, you can use blush for your transition color. It's powder, as long as it's matte you can use it for your transition colors. And I'm doing the same step on the other eye right now. Moving on to liner, I'm going to do my winged liner. Not too dramatic because I don't want to take away from the overall look of the eyeshadow and the glitter. So a small wing is okay. You don't want a totally winged out liner. That would be just too much. Oh, and tip guys, before you when you're doing glitter eyeshadow, if you're going to do a winged liner, do it before you apply the glitter. It's more easier. But I wasn't really thinking at the time, so yeah. I'm struggling to apply the liner onto my eye, onto my lash line, because the glitter is there, so make note of that when you're doing yours. Now I'm lining my waterline with a LA Girl black eyeliner. Now I'm priming my face with the Sacha mattifying face primer. I have oily skin, so I use a primer that is mattifying and blending it out into my T-zone everywhere. Now I'm just color correcting with the orange color corrector from LA Girls Cosmetics. This just cancels out all the darkness because I have a lot of hyperpigmentation and blemish scars, all of that. And a tip that I picked up from a professional makeup artist, he said that foundation should be 80% color correcting and 20% foundation. Now I'm applying my Sacha Cosmetics Cream to Powder Foundation. I mixed two shades because I wanted it to be a little bit darker, because I plan to use a lot of highlight to get that glam look. So guys, to get a full glam look, you can make a foundation shade like 1 shade darker and make your highlight shade like 3 shades lighter. And I'm just blending out that with my beauty blender. And please blend your foundation for at least a good 4 to 5 minutes. And make sure that your beauty blender is damped. Now I'm going to highlight under my eyes, my nose, the bridge of my nose, my T-zone and my chin with the same Toffee concealer, and I'm blending that out with the beauty blender. And each time you're going to blend a portion of your face, damp the beauty blender. If it's dry, it won't blend. So just blend that concealer into the skin and make sure that the beauty blender is damped. Just press it into the skin. Really press that concealer in, guys. So you can start below your eyes and take your time, work the concealer up onto the onto your under eyes. And when you're doing the outer corner of your eyes, you just take time, pull it out, pull the concealer out so you get that precise sharpness that you're looking for with the eyeshadow. Now I'm setting my concealer with the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'm going to let that bake for a while because we want to look extra glammed. And now I'm smudging my transition shades onto my lower lash line with a e.l.f. smudge brush. You can use a pencil brush or an angled eyeshadow brush as well. Even a blending brush can use. And now I'm just taking the purple and the magenta to smudge that under there too. I want it to look a bit smoky. And now I'm just going to blend in that setting powder. And moving on to cheeks, I'm using my contour powder that's from in my NYX 88 eyeshadow palette. So I'm just contouring with an angled contour brush. That's from Morphe brushes. And moving back to my under eyes, I'm just pressing in the setting powder into my skin. And I'm just going all over again with the same beauty blender to make sure that everything is well blended. Now onto the glow. I'm going to be using my NYX Liquid Illuminator in Gleam, and this is really pretty. I normally use a cream or a liquid highlighter before I apply my powder highlights. But if on days when you want a subtle glow, you don't need to do this, because this is just extra. Oh, and I left the setting powder on my nose because I have extremely oily nose. My nose is always oily. When you look at it, you see the oil does come up every minute. I have to like wipe off my nose. So when I leave the setting powder on it, it just soaks up all of the oil. Applying my highlighter, my powder highlighter. It's from the same NYX 88 palette, but that's an old palette. Maybe you'll be able to get it on Amazon. I'm not quite sure, but I know they don't sell it anymore. Now moving on to blush, I'm using my e.l.f. blush palette in dark. They have this in light and medium too. And it's very cheap, so you guys can go ahead and get this. And it has all the necessary shades of blushes that you're going to need. So I'm just blending up my blush with my contour and my highlight. And now moving on to reverse contouring. So we're going to put the setting powder under our cheeks to make it more precise and sharp. And now applying mascara using the Maybelline Great Flash Mascara to apply to my lower lashes to make them pop. Lining my lips with this is the Mahagony Nabi lip liner. You can get these from your local drugstore or even beauty supply store. Now using this very pretty, oh my god, Urban Decay lipstick palette, I'm going to mix two shades together. I'm mixing Ex-Girlfriend and 1993 to get that perfect nude lip. Now this is one of the kits from my freelance kit, so I can't just dab it in there. I have to use the metal spatula that you saw me using to take out the product and then apply it to my lip brush and then apply it to my lips. So guys, this is like the perfect nude you can ever ask for, but they sell these individually, so you can go on to Urban Decay website or Sephora and you can see those lipsticks individually, so you don't need to go and buy the entire palette. If you like, well, go ahead. Now I'm just highlighting the inner corner of my eyes with the same highlighter that I applied to my cheeks. And now I'm just going to blend away that baking powder from my cheekbones. And you have to really blend this, guys, because if you don't blend this properly, you will see a line under your cheeks, and no, we don't want that. So make sure it's well blended. And I'm going to go over the highlights to make it, you know, tone it down a bit. And then I'm just going to clean up at my brows and just comb them through. And guys, my eyebrows look a bit crazy because I'm growing them out. I want to get them threaded. Now I'm just blending in that setting powder to my nose and bronzing my nose. I use the CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer in Ebony Bronze. So that's what I'm applying to contour my nose. And I'm going to set my face with the Urban Decay Eyeliner setting spray. Oh lord, it smells so good. And I overdo it with the setting spray. So guys, please just use a moderate amount of setting spray. And yeah, coming to the end of my video, so please like, share, subscribe, and tune in for another video. I'll be posting very soon, guys, and have fun, those who are going to prom, or graduation ball as we call it in Jamaica.